gamble. Big gamble to start a wet MotoGP race on carbon disc, but he did it. Marc Marquez is not afraid to take risks, is he? He can do, of course, now he's already won the MotoGP World Championship. Start of lap number 10, we're just over the halfway stage. We've got an epic, a manic Malaysian Grand Prix unfolding here.
We ride with Jorge Lorenzo, who's having a tough time in 6th place. He's certainly not up with those race leaders in any way at all. Marquez looks dangerous in 4th place. Dovizioso looks dangerous in 3rd place. Neither of them have really shown their hand yet at the front. Doing all the donkey work, you've got to say is Andrea Iannone. Rossi seems to have settled into 2nd place at the moment, just to see how things are going to pan out. Crutchlow certainly is not out of the reckoning just yet.
Well, nobody's making any big mistakes at the front of this race. They're all just pretty happily in their comfortable, fast rhythm.
Got to say, the grip of this new surface, 3 million euros they spent resurfacing the Sepang International Circuit, is absolutely brilliant. This is almost like a dry race, isn't it?
Marc Marquez has just lost a bit of ground, just lost touch with that top 3 again, running through the first couple of splits on this 11th lap.
You know, only coming under pressure from Rossi. This is one of his favourite bends in the world. On the brakes into turn 9, 46 versus 29. He's got through on the inside. He has made it stick, and Rossi leads the way.
Classic Sepang move, classic Rossi move on the brakes at turn number 9. If you had £1 for every move he's made there down the years, he'd be a very wealthy man. Here comes Rossi then out of turn number 11, down through 12. He's had a good look behind Andrea Iannone now for a few laps. How does Rossi feel? But he, with clear track in front of him, can start to break up the chasing pack. We'll find out very, very shortly.
Can the chasing pack run world champion at the front? Here is a replay. As you say, classic Sepang and classic Rossi. He loves this bend. This one and the bottom of the hill at the Saxon Ring must be his 2 favourites.
Yeah, he's an absolute demon on the brakes there, is Rossi. Down into turn number 9. Can't quickly shake off the attention of Andrea Iannone. You have to take your hat off to Iannone because he's done an absolutely awesome job for 2nd place. Has he got the speed to out-drag Rossi down to the first corner? You bet he has. Andrea Iannone makes Valentino Rossi pulling his right knee. Andrea Iannone is not giving up this victory fight without an almighty fight. Rossi's back through. Iannone was wide at turn number 1. This is an unbelievable scrap now at the front. This is reminiscent of Marquez and Rossi 12 months ago.
Here they come into turn 3. Rossi had to put his right knee in out. He'd have got it clouted by Iannone. He took the lead. Rossi fights back. Dovizioso now in the fight. Up the hill they come. We ride with Valentino Rossi.
Down.
Crutchlow has crashed out. Cal Crutchlow at turn 2 has crashed out of 5th place. No second successive Grand Prix win for the British rider. He does appear to be okay.
Yeah, it'll be pretty painful picking that LCR Honda up as well for Cal Crutchlow, with damage to both his hands after a couple of crashes yesterday.
I think he was saying to the marshals, help me pick the back up.
Dovizioso's in the 2nd place too, and Andrea Iannone. Is Andrea Iannone just running out of a bit of grip with those Michelin wet tyres, or is fatigue, his fitness starting to become an issue for Andrea Iannone, because Andrea Dovizioso then sweeps up in a 2nd place. Dovizioso can see Rossi trying to make a break here. He knew he had to get it through quickly on Andrea Iannone, otherwise Rossi's going to clear off into the distance.
Classic Rossi smells victory. Right, get to the front and absolutely nail it. Dovizioso's been there enough times to know exactly that. Dovizioso now.
Oh, Marquez is down. Marc Marquez has crashed out of 4th place for the 2nd race in succession. Marquez has crashed out of podium contention. Well, Cal Crutchlow went down on the previous lap, and now Marc Marquez is down and out here in Malaysia.
Oh. Wins the world title 2 weeks ago in Japan and crosses out at turn 11, turn 4 in Australia. Marquez trying to get back on his bike. Here is the replay.
Front end washing out from underneath him at turn number 11, so Marquez's Malaysian Grand Prix is over. He rolled the dice and ran those carbon front brake discs. Was it a gamble just a little bit too far? He was coming into contention for all over for Marquez, all over for Crutchlow as well.
7 laps to go. The crowd are sucking Valentino Rossi along. They are going absolutely crazy.
Dovizioso is looking really, really menacing in 2nd place. He just put in the fastest lap of the race. Marc Marquez did somehow get that Repsol Honda going again. Dovizioso finding a 2:11.950. This is the overhead replay of Marc Marquez going down at turn number 11. mid-corner, front end, just washing out from underneath him. Let's have a listen. Just started to wind the power back in there, Marc Marquez, and the front tyre cried no more.
Quickly on his feet to get the bike restarted. There was 4, well there was 5, now there are 3. Crutchlow and Marquez crashing out. Ross the way, Dovizioso behind him, chasing his first ever victory on a Ducati and only his second ever MotoGP victory. You know, he's done a valiant effort at the front, but just dropping off this pair a little bit as time starts to run out.
Well, Valentino Rossi's got a score to settle with this SEPANG International Circuit after last year, and revenge could be pretty sweet for him here at the moment because he leads this Malaysian Grand Prix. Dovizioso, though, as we said, looks a real threat in second place. Can Andrea Dovizioso become a 9th? Oh, Iannoni's down. Andrea Iannoni, for the 4th race this year, has crashed out of a podium place. We have now got a 2-horse race battle for victory here in Sepang. Can you believe it? Crutchlow, Marquez and Iannoni all down in quick succession.
Well, there were 5, now there are 2.
Turn 9 has bitten Andrea Iannoni. Down he goes, front end washing out from underneath him.
Good to see that he could pick the bike up, because obviously he's still suffering from that back injury sustained in that high-speed crash in Misano.
Well, he crashed off the podium in Qatar, crashed off the podium in Le Mans, crashed off the podium in Silverstone. How many points has Andrea Iannoni surrendered with mistakes in this 2016 MotoGP World Championship? He would be much higher up than 9th place. All this is done, of course, is for Jorge Lorenzo, who was at distance 6 just a few laps ago. He's on the podium now.
And we have Lawrence Baz in 4th place as we stand at the moment, but all eyes on this battle. Now, if there's ever a criticism, there's not an awful lot of Andrea Dovizioso. Is he aggressive enough sometimes in these situations? He's got to be aggressive now because Valentino Rossi smells the scent of the victory. Baz has crossed the line in 4th, Hector Barber in 5th, Vinales 6th, should be Batista in 7th. Jack Miller's moved up to 8th place. We have Paul Espargaro 10th, Danilo Petrucci in 11th, and Bradley Smith should cross the line in 12th place. No, Lavany's got in front of Bradley Smith. Lavany 12, Smith 13, 14 is Redding, and 15 Marquez after his crash. And here is Marquez coming up behind Scott Redding.
Yeah, you know it's been a bad day at the office of Scott Redding because Marc Marquez has just passed him, and Marc Marquez has been in the gravel at turn number 11, so it's been a wretched day for Scott Redding, one that he will quickly want to banish from the memory bank.
Back at the front, Dovizioso trails Valentino Rossi. Battle for first, we're told. Andrea Dovizioso will not need or want to be reminded of that fact. He looks very comfortable in second place. Looking comfortable in second and getting past the master are 2 very, very different propositions.
Here's the on board with Cal Crutchlow. Turn number 2. Front tyre says, thank you very much, I've had enough. Cal Crutchlow down and out of the Malaysian Grand Prix. Not the only one to be caught out by these conditions. Marc Marquez was a 4 at turn number 11 when he was in a pretty ominous 4th place and looking to mount a charge towards the front. And Andrea Iannoni right in the podium battle. He was lying 3rd when he went down at turn number 9.
Rossi knows he's got to have a fair old advantage here when they come into turn 14. He's got that advantage at the moment. He has opened up a little bit because it is a rocket ship down here for the factory Ducati. Again through the spray to see the red light of Valentino Rossi Yamaha as they break for turn 15 when they cross the line. 5 laps to go. It's another masterclass by Rossi at the front in these conditions.
Well, we know that Valentino Rossi is more than capable of winning wet race MotoGP Grand Prix. Now, what about Andrea Dovizioso? Can he find a way to unlock the door to the top step of the podium again for the first time since British Grand Prix? Rossi's wide. Well wide at turn 1.
And Dovizioso for the first time leads the race. So a mistake by Valentino Rossi in the wet. Dovizioso now leads the way. Let's have a look again at the replay.
Yeah, Rossi grabbed the front brake lever, but he struggled to pull it up there. And they're just running into grip issues now. The track is still full wet, but improved compared to what it was. I mean, are they just overheating the tyres? Because Dovizioso now has already pulled a really significant gap on Valentino Rossi. As Rossi started to run into some pretty major grip issues here.
Well, here is Rossi. A rare mistake up at turn one. Dovizioso chasing that first ever victory on the Ducati, only second.